Hey guys, and welcome to Ardent Sports, and here I am in my Week 5 NFL season predictions. Let's get right into it. So, we have Thursday Night Football, Fox, NFL Network, Amazon Prime Watch. We have the Indianapolis Colts rolling into Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots. I do not see this game being close at all, not just because I'm a Patriots fan, but just simply because of the fact that even though Andrew Luck is considered healthy, he still doesn't have the weapons, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Brissett got at least maybe 10% of the snaps, if not more. I am going to give this game to the Patriots. Edelman is back. Gronk is still in question. There's a couple other players still in question as well, but overall, I feel like New England can roll out, win this game, no problem. Next up, Sunday, 1 o'clock, we have we have the Green Bay Packers. We have the Detroit Lions. They're playing in Detroit. The Packers are 2-1-1. The Lions are 1-3. Not much really to say about this game. Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy seem to be having a little bit of beef lately, kind of like what Brady and Belichick, and Kraft for that matter, had last year. Still not sure that Aaron Rodgers is going to be back 100%. More than likely not. But they will still be rolling out Rodgers, as far as we all know, over DeShone Kizer. I will be giving this win to the Green Bay Packers. I just do not see the Lions as a good team whatsoever. Their one win came against the Patriots, and even then, Matt Patricia used to work for the Patriots, so I feel like that was almost like a little bit of insight. So Packers over Lions. Next up, we have the Tennessee Titans rolling into Buffalo to face off against the Buffalo Bills. Who else? Marcus Mariota, Josh Allen. Josh Allen has been doing okay for Buffalo. Mariota is not... I keep saying this. He is not the quarterback everyone thinks he is. However, with that being said, 2 weeks ago, Buffalo Bills go out and destroy Minnesota. Last week, they go out and they get obliterated by Green Bay. So with that being said, I feel like Tennessee should have no problem whatsoever beating the Buffalo Bills. Tennessee over Buffalo. Next up, we have the Atlanta Falcons rolling into Pittsburgh to face off against the Steelers. Steelers last week were okay. They lost to the Ravens last week, 26-14. This week, Falcons, neither team has really shown me much of anything this year. The Falcons' defense has been pretty bad. I mean, the team's 1-3 for Christ's sake. And the Steelers are 1-2-1. Again, neither team is all that good. There's rumor that Le'Veon Bell might be back in Week 7 if he's not traded beforehand. Personally, I think he's still going to get traded or released or something. Either way, I do not see him suiting up for the Steelers, at least this season. However, I am going to be taking the Steelers with Antonio Brown and Juju Smith-Schuster. The Falcons, to me, they have a lot to prove, and I don't think that they have what it takes to prove it. Next up, we have the Broncos. We have the Jets. The Jets last week lost to Jacksonville in Jacksonville. The Broncos lost kind of last minute to the Kansas City Chiefs. Great game by both teams in that game. The Jets are the Jets, and that's really all you can say about the Jets. You know, they drafted this awesome QB, supposedly, but he doesn't have any of the weapons to go along with it. Had they still had Brandon Marshall, Eric Decker, guys like that, maybe I could see them doing something. But he just doesn't have the weapons. Denver, on the other hand, has been doing okay as of late. I mean, they almost dethroned the undefeated Kansas City Chiefs. Didn't happen, but they almost did it. So Broncos, Jets. It's going to be a close game, I'll tell you that right now, but I do have the Broncos winning this game. Next up, we have the Jaguars. Jaguars and Chiefs. So those two games now went off and faced somebody else from those two games. Jaguars are 3-1. Chiefs are 4-0. The Chiefs have been doing absolutely amazing this season. Pat Mahomes is an animal. Looked a little shaky last week. A lot of people thought he was going to throw, set a new record for how many yards and all that stuff. Obviously, it didn't happen. But with that being said, the Chiefs at home, 4-0. Jaguars on the road, like I said, they're 3-1. Both teams are absolutely fantastic this season. I see no reason that they couldn't potentially be the 1 and 2 seeds in the AFC. And again, coming from a Patriots fan. With that being said, I do have the Chiefs winning this game. It's going to be close. I'm thinking it's going to be close. It's going to be high scoring. I'm going to say probably around the 37 to 32 range. if that's even possible. Um, but within, like, I see both teams in the 30-point range. Next up, we have the Ravens. We have the Browns. Joe Flacco has been looking really shaky, to say the least, this season. I get the Ravens are 3-1, but I mean, I feel like a lot of that has come more from the defense than from the offense. The Browns, Baker Mayfield, everyone's like, "Oh, Baker's back, or Baker's playing now, so we should go undefeated the rest of the season because, they're on the Browns bandwagon." Obviously, it's not the case. Obviously, it's not going to happen. It already has failed to be proven because they lost his second game. I do have the Ravens winning this game in the dog pound in Cleveland, so I'm going to have the Ravens over the Browns. Next up, we have the New York Giants and the Carolina Panthers. 1-3 for the Giants, 2-1 for the Panthers. Panthers are coming off a bye week, so they are well rested. The Panthers are at home. The Giants are just, I don't even know how to put it without being completely and utterly just like bashing in the fact that the Giants are awful. They're awful. Eli cannot do shit. Odell can't get the ball to do anything because of the fact that Eli can't throw it to him. Sterling Shepard, Evan Ingram, etc., etc., etc. Ingram's out anyway, and then the defense. I mean, Landon Collins, Janoris Jenkins, Eli Apple. Where are you guys at? I mean, you lost JPP. You didn't lose frickin', I don't know. Oh, well, you lost DRC too, but I mean, it's not like you lost like the key. It's not like you guys lost like a Troy Polamalu or something. Like, you guys should not be doing this bad from losing JPP and DRC. So I have this game going to the Carolina Panthers. Next up, we have the Miami Dolphins and the Cincinnati Bengals. The battle of the 3-1s. Both teams have been doing very well. Dolphins just lost last week to the Patriots. Not in a close game whatsoever. But with that being said, neither team is bad by any means. Dolphins do pose a serious threat in the AFC East. I can't even lie. They do. I do actually have the Dolphins winning this game over the Bengals on the road. It's gonna be a close game, and I think it could be a potential high scoring. Maybe not as high scoring as the Jaguars and Chiefs, but maybe both teams in the 20s, or one in the 20s and one in the 30s. It's gonna be a high scoring game, and it's gonna be close. Dolphins over Bengals. Next up, we have the Raiders. We have the Chargers. John Gruden, a lot of people are already calling for his head. 10-year contract, and a lot of people are already thinking that wasn't such a good idea, myself included. But with that being said, the Chargers are 1-3. I'm trying to read my phone here. The Chargers are 2-2. Neither team has really, again, this is another one where neither team has really proven much so far, and it's week 5, so it's like, what are you guys waiting for? It's going to be I have a feeling it's going to be a lower scoring game. Like, probably both teams in the teens, maybe one in the low 20s. But I am going to be giving this game to the LA Chargers. Next up, we have the Arizona Cardinals at 0-4. We have the San Francisco 49ers at 1-3. Both teams are god-awful this season, especially now that Garoppolo is gone for the 49ers. And I really shouldn't even say that because it's not like they were 3-0 or 2-0 with him. So, really, I shouldn't even be saying that. But with that being said, Arizona is on the road in San Francisco. But believe it or not, I do have Arizona winning this game and finally getting on the win column. It's going to be another one of those low-scoring games. Maybe something like the, Tennessee and was it Jacksonville a couple weeks ago? That it was like pretty much all field goals the whole game. So I do see this as a low-scoring game, and I do think the Cardinals are going to win. Next up, we have the Vikings and the Eagles, probably the game of the week. And I am actually really looking forward to this game. The Vikings are 1-2-1. The Eagles are 2-2. Both teams have been doing stellar this season. The win-loss records don't show it, but as a whole, they've been doing pretty damn well. The Vikings, I totally just lost my train of thought with that. Oh, Vikings are rolling out Kirk Cousins, of course. Carson Wentz is still kind of like knocking the rust off to an extent, but he's getting there. I think this will be probably the week where maybe in the second half he finally gets the rest of that rust off and goes back to the Carson Wentz that we all know. So I do have the Eagles winning this game, another high-scoring game, and I'm looking forward to it. Eagles over Vikings. Next up, we have the Rams. We have the Seahawks. There's not much to say on this game other than the fact that the Rams are going to win it. Seattle has been playing like absolute garbage this year. A couple key injuries as of late. And the Rams are they seem to be unstoppable like the Chiefs. I would not be surprised. If the season were to end right now, I would not be surprised to see a Rams-Chiefs Super Bowl. And even then, I wouldn't even know how to call that. Alright, we have the Battle of the Lone Star State. Cowboys, Texans in Houston, Sunday night, NBC. To be honest with you, I cannot stand either team. This is kind of like picking the lesser two evils, kind of like the presidential election this past year, or, 2016. But I go to the quarterbacks here. Dak Prescott and Deshaun Watson. Prescott, his only weapon is Zeke. And when you have only one weapon in the backfield, it doesn't really get you far, especially against good defenses. Deshaun Watson has two weapons, both wide receivers, and he doesn't have a terrible defense on top of it. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's okay. I'm going to give this one in a slim margin to the Houston Texans. And last but not least, Monday night, that's where I was going with that, we have the Redskins and we have the Saints. In New Orleans, Drew Brees is 200 and umpteen yards away from passing passing Peyton Manning for the all-time passing, yards passing record, I believe it is. I don't know the official title. It has to do with passing in yards. Yeah, I know that made me sound really stupid. Oh well, I'm a baseball guy. What do you expect? Anyway, yeah, baseball guy, and I'm leading the predictions. Redskins, Saints, 3-1 for the Saints, 2-1 for the Redskins. Alex Smith, Drew Brees, Michael Thomas is another key player for the Saints, especially when healthy and when he can get downfield. I feel like he'll have no problem getting downfield against this Redskins defense. I do have the Saints winning this game. I'm really sorry that the last couple picks were really stammered there, but I just realized that I have 10 minutes to get to class and I still have to render this video. So that is going to be it for me. Really quick, it's Patriots, Titans, Steelers, Broncos, Chiefs, Packers, Ravens, Panthers, Dolphins, Chargers, Cardinals, Eagles, Rams, Texans, and Saints. Alright guys, that is going to be it for me. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell. It is the #1 way to help a channel, and I'll be talking to you guys later. Peace, I'm out.